What's poppin', everybody? Today I want to talk about Kevin Durant. And this is what everybody needs to hear. So if you're a fan of basketball, if you're watching the NBA playoffs, I need you to stop what you're doing and pay close attention to this video, because this is what everybody needs to hear. Kevin Durant has single-handedly ruined the NBA. And everybody's going to realize that once the NBA playoffs are over. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I watched game 3 of the Houston Rockets and the Golden State Warriors. And the reason why I watched this game is because since the NBA season started this year, I said if anybody's going to beat the Golden State Warriors, it's either going to be Oklahoma City or it's going to be Golden State. Unfortunately, OKC, things didn't plan out how everybody thought it was. Melo didn't really fit well with that team. I personally believe that the coach had no idea what he was doing. I think OKC, in order for Carmelo and Paul George and Westbrook to play together, those three players, besides Paul George, Carmelo and Westbrook, these two players have huge egos. So in order for that to work, you have to have a coach that is not scared to tell somebody, hey, listen, Westbrook, I know you're the man. I know you're the reigning MVP, but you're the point guard. I need you to pass the ball more to Melo and Paul George. You need a coach that's going to say that. You need a coach that's going to tell Melo, hey, Melo, I need you to, I know you're not the best at defense, but I need you to at least try. I need you to, put some hustle. The reason why the OKC team was chaos was because the coach, Billy Donovan, and Billy Donovan is a great coach, but certain coaches are needed for certain players. You understand what I'm saying? The big three with the Miami Heat with LeBron and Chris Bosh and D Wade, that would have never worked if they didn't have a coach like Eric Spoelstra. It would have never worked, because you need a coach that's gonna control the egos. You understand what I'm saying? But back to the topic. So I said, okay, if anybody's gonna beat Golden State, it's either gonna be OKC or the Houston Rockets. So now we have Golden State playing the Houston Rockets. Game 1 was a blowout. Game 2, Houston blew Golden State out. Game 3, Golden State, just went crazy. I mean, they beat the Rockets by 40 fucking points. That is ridiculous. It's ridiculous to see a playoff game with the number 1 team against the number 2 team and they're losing by 40 points. There's no excuse for that. But guys, I'm going to go ahead and say it. The Golden State Warriors are going to win again this year. They're going to win this year, they're going to win next year, and they're going to win the year after that. And the reason why is because that team, it's too good. It's too good. And honestly, man, you got to remember, this team, they had the best regular season record of all time before Kevin Durant went to that team. They already had the greatest shooter possibly of all time. And they have another great shooter who's probably going to be the second greatest shooter of all time, Klay Thompson. You got Steph Curry, you got Klay Thompson, you got Draymond Green. Their bench is amazing. They have Nick Young. They got David West. They have the perfect veterans. They got Andre Iguodala. Guys, if Kevin Durant decided this summer that he was going to leave Golden State, I still would pick Golden State to win, because they just have all of the pieces. They have an amazing point guard. They have an amazing coach. Honestly, Golden State really has no flaw, if you ask me. So I feel like Kevin Durant, he's ruined the NBA, because it's not fun seeing a team dominate that like that. It's ridiculous. And then what pisses me off is, ever since Kevin Durant has been playing with Golden State, he's turned into this tough guy. Like where was this guy when you was on OKC? Because when you were on OKC, Westbrook was the tough guy. I didn't see Kevin Durant, talking shit like this guy Kevin Durant's talking shit to Chris Paul's brother in the audience. You know, he all of a sudden he's this tough guy who doesn't know how to brush his damn head. And honestly, man, I can't even enjoy watching basketball anymore. Like, I just can't. Like, I'm still paying attention to the Celtics and Cavaliers series because I think that's a great series. I think those teams match up very well. I think they match up very, very well. But I mean, the Western Conference, man, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Golden State, they're gonna be a dynasty. They're gonna win a lot of championships. Period. And Kevin Durant should be ashamed of himself because you know what? Kevin Durant, he took the easy way out. I personally think he's a coward. Now, I'm not saying that he's wrong for wanting to not play with Westbrook because I can see why he didn't want to play with Westbrook. Russell Westbrook is not a point guard, period. He's not a point guard. He's a shooting guard that just happened to play point guard because he doesn't play like a point guard. You know, Westbrook is honestly the most selfish point guard I've ever seen of all time when it comes to basketball. I think Westbrook is more selfish than Kobe was when Kobe was in his prime. Even when Kobe was playing with Shaq. Russell Westbrook, I could see why anybody would not want to play with him. Honestly. But why would you go to the team that beat you? Why would you go to a team that had literally broke the record for the best regular season record of all time? Why would you go to a team that doesn't need you? And I'm going to tell you why. Because Kevin Durant is a coward. Kevin Durant, before he went to Golden State, he lost time after time to LeBron James. And honestly, that OKC team should have beaten the Golden State Warriors that year. The reason why they didn't beat them is because Kevin Durant, he couldn't step up to the plate. And because he didn't step up to the plate, Westbrook ended up taking over the game and they lost. And honestly, man, it's disgusting. I mean, this Golden State team is just too good. I mean, there's rumors of LeBron James going to the Houston Rockets next year. Honestly, the only way I can see somebody beating this Golden State team is if LeBron goes to Houston. That's it. You know, if LeBron goes to Houston or if LeBron goes to the Spurs. But even if that happens, I mean, I don't think that's good for basketball because I don't think we need anybody to go to the Western Conference. The Western Conference damn near has everybody. You know, the Eastern Conference is trash. We saw how the Toronto Raptors were number one. They went up against the Cavs, trash. We seen Boston, you know, do their thing. Now it looks like LeBron is going to take over the series and end up going back to the finals. And what hurts me the most with this whole Kevin Durant situation is I think it sucks for LeBron because now it's like, you know, let's be honest. LeBron is probably the second greatest player. No. He's probably the third greatest player of all time. A lot of people think he's the best, period. And it sucks that we have to watch LeBron James, you know, go through this because it's not fair. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people forget that, you know, when Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love got injured that first year, LeBron James almost beat the Warriors by himself. But I mean, when you add a guy like Kevin Durant, because Kevin Durant, he's damn near 7 feet tall. He can shoot, he can dunk, his arms are longer than my dick. And it's just not fair, man. Now, honestly, I need feedback on this video because if the Golden State Warriors win this year, I'm done watching basketball. I'm not paying attention to it. I'm not watching any games. I'm done because, you know, it's bullshit. You know, I already know what's going to happen. I believe this Golden State team will win this year, and they're going to win probably for the next 3 or 4 years, maybe 5. Honestly feel like that. Leave comments, subscribe, make sure you leave a comment. I will be replying to all the comments, and I want you guys to let me know in the comments, do you believe Kevin Durant has ruined the NBA, or am I over exaggerating? Please let me know because, guys, this is honestly making me depressed. You know, basketball has always been my favorite sport, but now it's just not enjoyable anymore. It's honestly predictable. So leave comments, subscribe, click that donate button in the box, and I'm out.